All right, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And real quick, this is another real quick, and we're just going to get right into it. Now, I titled it, Where Should Your Mind Be Right Now? It's funny how, I just titled it, but I somehow keep forgetting what I titled it right after I titled it. But something along the lines of that, right? Where should your mind be right now? Okay, and the answer really is prophecy. Okay, for the most part, meaning like your main focal, your mental, as people like to say, should be on prophecy. Okay, as we see the things that are going on, in your day-to-day life, you may hear somebody, you may be outside and you may hear somebody talking on the phone, and they might mention Russia, Ukraine. They might, because it's like the talk, right? You may go online and see people posting about Ukraine, or posting this or that, because that's the talk, and you should be thinking about these scriptures, all right? These prophetic scriptures, I believe last night the elder Apostle Tahar did a video on he went into the book of Isaiah, the 13th chapter, dealing with the Medes, all right, which the modern day Medes, when you read in Isaiah 13, the Medes are referring to the Russians. He spoke about how they they're not going to regard the pregnant women or the regular women or the children or any of that. And that's the spirit that the Lord is putting back into the Russians, all right, into Russia, and them trying to become that USSR again, and if not, greater, all right. And this time it ain't gonna be a cold war; it's gonna be a hot war. And we started telling you this because a couple months back, you started to hear a lot more about NATO. You started to hear, it seemed like NATO, of course, NATO, we know NATO, and they're there, but we weren't really hearing as much, NATO's doing this or NATO's doing that, until recently you start hearing, oh, NATO, they're saying this. I did a video on it as to how they had a playbook on how to defeat Russia, I think in a nuclear war, something like that. And we did videos on it. So they spoke about these things, and now shortly, lo and behold, after NATO came out and started, talking their stuff, then you had this whole thing going on over there with Ukraine and Russia. And just as the Lord prophesied in Matthew the 24th chapter, Luke the 21st chapter, Mark the 13th chapter, he spoke about wars and rumors of wars. Okay? Because you can have wars, you can have rumors of wars, but the thing is, this war is not going to be the war to end all war. What's going on over there in Ukraine is not, does not mean that missiles are coming next week and then the kingdom is coming the day after that. No, you still have prophecies that need to take place and unfold. Okay, but if you truly understand these scriptures, if you truly understand these prophecies, you know that. And that's why right now the most important thing, like Apostle Tahar said, the most important hot topic scriptures are the scriptures on prophecy. All right, Isaiah 13, okay, Isaiah 19, Isaiah 14, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Ezekiel 38, Ezekiel 39. Okay, and I mean, the list goes on and on and on, because these are all prophecies. You need to know the prophecies that are dealing, Joel, the 2nd chapter. All right, you need to be aware of the prophecies that are dealing with that Middle Eastern area, okay, that deal with Russia. When you read Gog and Magog, who's that? How do you, when you go into the scriptures, how do you identify what is going on in the scriptures? Where do you go to find who is who and what they're doing and what's going on? Where do you go to find that? You got to know these things, because we're teachers, we're prophets, we teach the scriptures. So, it's not always going to be, I saw a brother or an elder do a video on it, so I'm going to check it out later. and you don't know it. You know you got to watch it so you get the breakdown, but you're putting it off. People are gonna come up asking you. They're gonna ask you. So you may be at camp, or it may be in your regular life, and they'll ask you, yo, you be going into the Bible and stuff. You be talking about World War III, and you be talking about all these things. So what's going on? How this, like, where is this? Is this in the Bible? What's going on? What are you gonna tell them? So we gotta know. You gotta know these prophecies. All right, you have to be well versed in these prophecies, and not only know them, but you got to know how to explain them, how to break them down, and truly understand them. Because these breakdowns are not just, and I said this before, these breakdowns are not just, I know the breakdown. I'm learning the breakdown just to know the break. All right, if you ask me what does this mean, I can tell you. Okay, that's good, but you need to actually understand that understanding what the beast is, and who the 10 horns are, which they're more than 10 now, but who the 10 horns are, when it says they're gonna burn her flesh with fire, when it says that, what does that mean in real life, and how does that affect your decision making? How does that affect your day-to-day life? Okay, Ezekiel 38, the Lord putting hooks back into the jaws of Gog and Magog. What does that mean? What does that look like in real life? And what is that going to lead to? How is that going to affect you? Jacob's trouble, all these things, you got to know, okay, well, we know what's going to happen in the future now based on what's written in the scriptures. But when you go to the scriptures, you're not going to see, and Russia is going to say that they're going to invade this and blow this place up. And then, they're going to do this, and oil prices are going to go up, and all hell is going to break loose. You're not going to see that written in the scriptures. It's going to be written parabolically. It's going to be written in code. It's going to be written pieced up. Meaning you're going to need to go to one precept here, then go to another precept here, and go here and go here, and so on and so forth. And this is why, and what the Lord is doing is, ultimately, as these things get more intensified, more and more people are going to have questions, They're gonna be curious. They're gonna want to know what's going on. They're gonna be afraid, because Americans are gonna suffer a much worse fate than the Ukrainians. Okay, and them Russians, they ain't playing, man. They blowing shit up. They, according to the sources, according to what we're hearing and seeing, and they said, look, we don't give a damn how many countries are coming against us, how many sanctions. Listen, bro, why do you think all those years ago, you would read, and Russia is doing this, and they're shifting away from the dollar this, and they're gathering this here and gathering this here? Because they knew that, look, if worse comes to worse, and these niggas start throwing sanctions, and they start trying to attack us economically, if they come at us militarily, we got firepower too. But if they come at us economically, what we gonna do? If they try to lock us out of the trade, and so on and so forth, what are we gonna do? So them Russians are not stupid. Putin is not stupid, and people may watch our videos and say, oh, you guys are Russian supporters, you guys support Russia. No, we support prophecy, and we know, according to prophecy, Russia is gonna be one of those key factors in blowing blowing Babylon to smithereens. And guess what? Our salvation is going to come with Babylon's eradication. All right, Babylon must be eradicated. So, if we know, according to Revelation 13, for example, the head was like a leopard, which started with Alexander, and then the feet were like a bear, going into Russia, being that key factor to destroy this place. Well, guess what? If we see that happening, what you think we're gonna say? According to prophecy, this place gotta go. So we on team prophecy. We keeping up with the news, and that doesn't mean that oh, you guys support Russia, or you guys support this. No, we on the side. Look, you may think we support the elites because of how much we talk about them pushing their agenda, and we telling them to hurry their asses up and to bring the shit. You may say, what do you support the NWO? No, we don't support the NWO. We support it being implemented fast so that we can get out of here. All right, that's all it is. For all we care, the Most High is gonna take care of them anyway. All right, but we definitely seeing the Most High turning things up. Yep. This is Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shai Barakatham to all you tuning in. This is Yahweh's warrior, Ecclesiasticus 5 and 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, but not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. And we are in the time of the Lord's visitation. We are in the time of the Lord's vengeance. And guess what? Jake is still out here. Man, half of these people out here have absolutely no clue what's going on. All they know is going on Snapchat or going on Instagram. They see a post that says something is going on in Ukraine and people are getting hurt. Oh, let me share it. Hashtag pray for Ukraine. You know, all right, let me put a nice caption on there. Sad face. Oh my gosh, those poor people in Ukraine. Oh my goodness. Let me see how many likes I get on that. They have no clue what's going on. Absolutely, and I mean absolutely, they don't understand. You can try to explain it to them, but in the little bird brain of theirs, they're going, oh, it's too complicated. Well, I don't ask politics. You know, I don't do politics. I don't know about all that. You know, nigga, politics is going to affect when you go to the gas pump and you got to pay freaking $6-7 that you don't have. Here it is. You need like 10 gallons or some shit, and you got to 10 gallons, and you got to pay freaking $6-7 per gallon. Yeah, that's when politics. Yeah, that's politics. You know, you're gonna see how political it gets. You know, a lot of these people are in for a rude awakening, man. Because Jake don't look into shit. They don't study. They don't read. They don't look into anything. They just sit there and Jake just sits there, man. But then they got all of a sudden they're these master teachers when it comes to the scriptures. When we bring out something, you know, that's not what it is. You can't judge me. God said this. God said that. But yet they don't go into it. You know, they're experts at opposition, but when it comes to anything else, nope. And then they wonder why they in certain situations that they in. And wait till them cyber joints come, because that the cyber takedown, cyber shutdown, whatever it is, it's coming. It's coming. You best believe it's coming, and it's gonna be big, because when you deal with the World Economic Forum, all right, with Klaus Schwab, that dude is hilarious, man, hilarious. But when you deal with that, they've put it out there. They let you know the same way. Auntie Gates, right? Billy Gates, he came out and said ahead of time, maybe a couple months or a year or so ahead of time, about this Crown Vic. He came out and said it. There was an article done on it, and then lo and behold, it came about. So they're not prophesying, or, well, let me say this, they're not predicting these things. They're just telling you their plans. They're foreshadowing. Okay? If you make a prediction, you know, you're saying, well, this is what I think is going to happen. This is what I see happening. When you foreshadow, they let you know, no, this is what we're finna do. We're just showing you a little glimpse of it before we do it. So they're foreshadowing, like Klaus Schwab, he foreshadowed the cyber takedown, cyber shutdown, cyber collapse. And that's going to take down financial systems, you know, banks, all of that. And what are you going to need to do? You're going to need to revamp it. You're going to need to come reboot it, reset it, right? You're going to need to do a great reset. And it's going to be great because it's going to affect the whole world. He said it. Okay. And then they're going to have to reset it and come back with a new system. And when they come back with that new system, everybody's going to be tempted, because we all live on a planet. The oikoumene, the world in an oikoumene sense, is going to be tried and tested. And you're either going to be a part of it or you're not. You're going to be locked out. Okay, and when you locked out, you on your own. Because they might just come for your ass anyway. You know, that's going to be identification. That's going to be, everything is going to be a part of that. And life will be impossible if you don't have it. Right now, you know, people don't see a reason to go and take it. But when life becomes impossible to live without it, people are gonna see, they're gonna understand, you know, because they're gonna have these smart cities that are gonna be so quote unquote up to standard, you know, where if you don't have the smart key to the smart city, you're gonna be smart locked out. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Because they're gonna, I mean, they're gonna do it to link it. They're gonna link it all in. They're gonna link it all in. Everything that they're doing is there's one direction. If you know what their agenda is, you can see how all these things are gonna lead to one direction. It's gonna lead to one thing, and that's the MOTB. And once that comes out, that's it. That's it. Once the MOTB comes out, there's no more waiting on the MOTB. It's here. And next comes the destruction. The destruction is the last thing. During the destruction, Yahushua is going to make his return. You see? So when the MOTB comes out, the next thing is the destruction with Yahushua's return, because he's going to come in the midst of that. 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter tells you that. He's going to come in the midst of that, and they're going to stop their war, and they're going to fight against him. So the last main prophecy we're waiting for before that time is that MOTB. Okay, and then we're going to keep on pushing it. And we're going to keep on talking about it. Now we got to speak in code because the YouTube algorithms are picking it up. You know, is more than likely they added it to their list of words. You know, certain key words used within certain intervals, used certain ways. You know, they have it all locked down, but it's coming. You know, it's coming very, very soon. And it tells you in the book of 2nd Ezra, those that are going to be able to escape by faith and by their works. You know, you got to go out there and you got to do the work of the Lord. You got to serve the Lord. You have to make your body a living sacrifice so that the Lord doesn't make you a physical burning sacrifice, turn you into a burnt offering, you know, or a sin offering, you know, and roast you in that fire. That's no joke. You know, them Ukrainians over there, they're not laughing. They're not having a good time. There was a video I saw, and there was a tank. There he had this driver. There was a tank on his right in front of him on his right side, and I believe there was another tank all the way ahead of him. And I guess he saw the tank, but you know what? He said, you know what? I'm still gonna run the risk anyway. So he saw the tank. He didn't take heed to it. He ran the risk anyway. And man, they shot off a tank bullet, right? They shot off they shot something, and his whole windshield got smashed. Then he decided, oh, let me pull off the road real quick. You know, he pulled off the road. I guess he was cursing them out in the language that the Ukrainians speak. You know, but the shit is real, man. You know, and like I mentioned earlier, Americans are gonna suffer a worse fate. These Babylonians, they're gonna suffer a worse fate. All right, you know, you're standing here looking at it from afar, but very soon you're gonna be involved in this, and it's gonna be much worse. But before that point, these people are gonna know what pain, suffering, and misery is truly like. Jeremiah 30:7, they're gonna know. That's right. There's that precept, that famous Revelation, Rev 13, the 13th chapter. You already know. Okay, so we're very, very close to that point. We're pretty much knocking on the doors of that. And that's why what's key right now is prophecy. You got to know these prophecies. You have to know these prophecies. You have to know these prophecies. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, but you got to know what's going on. And that's why the Lord set up teachers, all right, to go into these breakdowns. You got to take the time. You got to be diligent. Read it, study it, understand it. You can't measure the times diligently if you don't know how to use a measuring stick. And the scriptures are a measuring stick, because we look at the scriptures, we look at the prophecies, and then we look at the world and measure it. By looking at what's going on in the world, where is that in the scriptures? What's going to happen after that? We can know and tell, okay, we know that this is what's coming next, you know, or this is what they're leading to. And the time is short, or the time is, you know, is this or is that. But you got to know, you got to know these prophecies, man. You know, we all got to know these. World War III, what scriptures talk about it? What do they mean? How you know, where the missiles, how do you break it down? The MOTB, how does it, you know? You got to know these scriptures. And as Paul told Timothy, continue thou in the things which thou hast learned. Okay, so we know what the order of prophecy is. We know what has to happen before what else has to happen. And we know what the Lord requires of us. And so that's what we're going to do. You know, we're going to do that to the best of our ability in hopes that the Lord has mercy on us when these things pop off. It's one thing to report on it, but it's another thing to be in the report, you know, to where you going through it. All right, so we definitely seeing the Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai turning up. You know, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is definitely turning things up. And as this Passover comes, I'm very interested to see, you know, how the Lord, you know, does things. You know, will he bring another darkness like he did during ancient Egypt? But this time by way of a cyber sign, we don't know. We got to watch and see how the Lord is going to work. Okay, because everything is the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And we know that the thoughts that the Lord thinks toward this place are evil thoughts. All right. And now he's put that evil thought into the minds of the Russians, okay, to go out there and to basically the bear has awoken. All right, they get to that point, and man, when the time comes, they're gonna maul. All right, Ezekiel 38 tells you that they're gonna maul. I believe it's also in Jeremiah. No, also in Ezekiel 38 it tells you how they're gonna go to the land of unwalled villages, which is America. You know, and they're gonna maul. Then it's not gonna be just them, because 2 Ezra 15 tells you you're gonna have the Carmanians, which are the Iranians, along with the Ishmael. Along with the 10 horns, the EU, which are also going to turn around and burn this place. So it's going to be a lot of things going on, a lot of real nuclear politics going on. All right, but when all is said and done, we're certain of one thing, that this land is going to be made a complete desert. And Lord, if we be of the elect, we're going to be up in the chariot having a front row bird's eye view to witness that destruction of this place. You know, which is a beautiful thing. So actually, I'm going to end it off in this. This is Yahweh's warrior. Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 2. It says, "O Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid." Of course. Because, matter of fact, even when you read these scriptures, look, when the prophets saw these visions, some of them fell sick. Daniel said his cogitations troubled him. Because he was like, what the, you know, oh my Lord, what's going on? And then you see something terrifying, and then you hear the breakdown of it. The angel breaks it down to you, and you find out, yeah, this is what's going to happen to you guys in the last days. You're like, oh Lord, you know, my worst nightmare is going to be made a reality, and I'm going to be there. And that's why Ezra said, woe is me, who's going to deliver me in those days? Because if I saw but a vision and I was this afraid, what am I going to do when I'm actually in it? You know, where am I going to go? Where am I going to run to? Everywhere is violence and death. So it says here, O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath, remember mercy. Okay, so as the Lord, Psalms 119 and 126, it is time for thee, O Yahweh, to work, for they have made void thy law. So as the Lord works, okay, and he pours out his wrath and this hot displeasure, we have to pray to the Lord for him to remember mercy. Because you know, when you pissed off, there's not, you know, you don't really got too many thoughts going on. You're really focused on one thing, and that's to appease that wrath. So we have to pray to the Lord that, Lord, please remember, you know, remember mercy, remember us, remember your servants, remember how we served you, we did your work, you know, without complaining, without, you know, we did it passionately. So please, as these things go on, don't forget us, because Lord, if you forget us, man, we ain't nobody making it. We done. All right. But yeah, it's gonna be some real horrific, scary times, but at the same time, it's gonna be a beautiful balance, because the Lord is going to deliver his elect out of it. 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter, 70th verse on down, he says, the Lord said he is a guide. He is our guide. All right. So the Lord is going to guide our steps. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is he's going to be the one to let us know, all right, go here, don't go here, do this. Okay. Do this, do that, don't do this. So things are about to get real interesting. But this show ain't over yet. The show ain't over yet. We close, but now is the climax. And what we're seeing is rising. And when we hit that climax, man, boy, I tell you, let's just say we're going to have stories to tell in the kingdom. Okay? But anyway, with that, I believe that was it. You know, I just wanted to do a, lesson real quick. real quick. And so, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. Like I said, man, pay attention to these prophecies. Pay attention to the news. You know, actually read these articles. You know, I know there's so much going on. We read the headlines, but it's good to actually read the articles to get the context of what's going on. And also be aware that along with all this information going out there, a lot of it is biased as well. So you got to be able to vet vet the articles, vet the things, because you don't want to just put out anything and then find out, oh, it was actually that's not accurate, you know, and then you got to go back and say, oh, it was this or is that. No. So you don't want to do that. All right. So pay attention, measure the times diligently, and make sure you understand these prophecies. If there's prophecies you don't know, that's why we got YouTube. Go and type it in. You know, you got GMS archive. You got, just type in GMS World War III, GMS Ezekiel 38, GMS yada yada breakdown, you know, and go and watch them and go and understand them. So that when you see this, oh, yep, that's here. Oh, that's this. That's what's going on. Okay, that means that they're going, oh, the Lord is turning them back. Okay, he got them hooked. Okay, cool. So you understand what's going on. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. And Lord willing, that was edifying to all you that tuned in. Until next time, Shalom.